Hello everyone and welcome to the video. You are live with Endeavor Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Hydra Class and throwing on one of our all new Phase 3 Joint Task Force builds. So let's just go on ahead and get into it. So, as I said, here is our brand new Hydra Class, fresh out of the 13th anniversary bundle. This is the brand new Intel destroyer in the bundle, and honestly, I've been enjoying this ship quite a bit. It's a fun little CSV machine, so we're gonna go through the build, take it out, and see what this thing can do. Loaded up on here, we have our brand new Phase 3 Cannon Scatter Volley build. It's been a joint effort between me, other people like Orasonic, 47 Alpha Tango, and Chirank over on Twitch, and it's been performing pretty well. A lot of stuff you'll see here is going to be pretty bog standard. It's not going to be too surprising. Up front, we have the Enhanced Biomolecular Photon Torpedo. That'll be under high yield for all of that extra damage. We've got the Phaser Wide Angle, mainly just for that two-piece set that it shares with the Lorca console. So that's going to give us on crit 1% crit severity buff for 20 seconds, which can stack up to 25 times. We have the Terran Task Force Dual Heavy Cannons. If you're running a Phaser CSV build, you really can't go wrong with these. They're a lot of fun. And then rounding out, we've got two sensor link phaser dual heavy cannons. I really wish we had obliviating ones, but since we didn't get cannons, sensor links are my go-to. Our deflector's the same as on most builds. We've got that shield cap one from the Colony, we've got our competitive engines, and the Disco two-piece rounding out our space set. In the rear, we have the heavy biomolecular phaser turret. Again, this is mostly for that two-piece set with the biomolecular torpedo. That's going to give us a nice little Cat 2 bonus to our phaser damage, and then a sensor link turret. For our experimental weapon, we're going with Soliton Wave Impeller. This has been a really hard one to beat. We've gotten a lot of experimental weapons over the years, and none of them have been able to beat out Soliton Wave Impeller yet. I really do need to get this thing re-rolled, but it's still a really solid one to throw on. Our devices are again pretty bog standard. We've got an energy amplifier, deuterium surplus, our Kobayashi Maru transponder, and our temporal negotiator. Moving on, our consoles, we've got Lorca's custom fire controls, again, that two-piece set with the wide angle. For our engineering consoles, we have DPRM, Hydra, and debris screen. Hydra is one of the newer ones to show up on my builds. I have been absolutely loving this thing. It does a ton of damage when you have pets, and it unlocks that multi-vector assault mode for 60 seconds on the Hydra class, which is oh so very nice. For our sirens consoles, we have binaural infusion circuits, mainly just for the crits, Domino for our haste and bonus damage, and the experimental power redirection. This is just a fun little clicky. It doesn't mess with my cannon scatter volley, so it's fun to have. And then for our tactical consoles, we've just got a whole bunch of locators. This brings our crits to 63% crit chance at 202.3 critical severity. We love to see it. Our traits are mainly the same as all of our other Phase 3 CSV builds. This hasn't changed too much. We have unconventional systems, good day to die, adaptive offense, superior cannon training, Terran targeting systems, the Boimler effect, context is for kings, anchored, intelligence agent attaché, and then fleet coordinator. Anchored is the one that you might be able to go back and forth on. If you find that you're not sitting still a whole lot, you might want to take this off for something like self-modulating fire. But if you remember to just slow down sometimes, get into position, and then open up, Anchored can be a really great choice. For our starship traits, we've got Terran Goodbye, Withering Barrage, Universal Designs, The Ruin of Our Enemies, Exitus Actiprobat, and Emergency Weapon Cycle. These are traits that I would run on this ship regardless of what kind of build, to be honest, with the exception of Withering Barrage. I love burning Exitus Actiprobat. It gives me a nice little bit of stealth so I'm not getting targeted as much, plus 15% bonus weapon damage is always nice to have. For our space reputation, we've got controlled countermeasures, reason being we have a lot of control abilities that we'll get to in a bit. Magnified firepower, precision, Tyler's duality, and advanced targeting systems for the crits. Our bridge observation stations are where this ship really shines. This ship has some amazing seating for cannon scatter volley. We're able to fit our grav well. We've got our Photonic Officer 1 and jam targeting sensors for both an unconventional proc and an Exitus proc. we've got our Torpedo High Yield 1. For our tactical seat, we've got Distributed Targeting, which works oh so very well with CSV. Ionic Turbulence, again, for that unconventional proc. Override Subsystem Safeties 3 for that extra power, because we'll need all the weapons power we can get. And our Cannon Scatter Volley 3. For our engineering seat, we're not really using any pilot abilities. Even though they got a buff, they're still not worth using in a build like this. So we've got Structural Integrity Collapse, which is a nice debuff. Emit Unstable Warp Bubble for the unconventional proc, and then Emergency Power to weapons. Moving on to our last seat, we've got Tractor Beam 1 and Scramble Sensors 1. Again, these are really just for the unconventional procs, but they're also pretty nice to have too. For our duty officers on the ship, we've got a nice selection of people to use. We have 32 of 47, which is going to give us crit severity and exotic damage. We have a projectile weapons officer that's going to give us some crit chance on firing our projectiles. We have a weapons system officer who will also give us some crit severity based on firing projectiles. We have an energy weapons officer who will give us crit chance on firing energy weapons, a con officer which will reduce our recharge time for evasive maneuvers, and finally we have a gravimetric scientist that will give us a chance to create an aftershock gravity well. So that is the build. Why don't we take this out into a patrol and see how it does? Want it on a lead, anyone?
Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if their thaw might come out of hiding. We've concentrating fire on individual ships. Separate them. Whittle down their numbers. We will not go quietly.
Overall, this Hydra had absolutely no problems getting through that wanted on Elite, but let's take it into something a little bit spicier and see how it does in a prolonged engagement.
Good to see you, my friend. As you can see, I'm in the middle of a fire. We can ponder their motivation. dig it. Klingon vessels are warping into your position.
That is unstable. We need to hurry or those ships won't make it.
Thank you for coming. True.
Our system.
Under the circle.
If you feel
That's one less rift to worry about. Let's regroup with Kumarkin.
Bad news, I'm afraid. Klingons are approaching our position.
was the Hydra Class in action. Honestly, this ship is absolutely fantastic. This is probably my second favorite in the bundle overall, surpassed only by the Monitor, because I've just been loving that ship an unholy amount. Still, this ship is fantastic. It is a great cannon scatter volley machine. It can do really well at surgical strikes if you go and check out Stu's video on it, and it's a really fun ship, and it's great looking too. Plus, the fact that all of these ships from the 13th anniversary bundle are available individually, I could definitely recommend getting this ship. Damage wise, out of 10, I would rank this thing an 8 out of 10. It's very good. It's obviously not going to be as good as some of the promo ships or anything like that, but it's gonna put out a whole heap and helping of damage. For survivability, I'd also give it an 8. You saw we were able to get through those patrols pretty well. I think we dropped into the yellow zone for our health a couple of times, around 40%, but some fast flying will get you out of any situation, so survivability is pretty solid too. So, 8 out of 10 overall. This ship's a ton of fun, and I highly recommend it. Let me know what you think of the brand new Hydra class down below in the comment section, and stay tuned because we will have videos coming out on all of the new ships. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. As always, you have been live with Endeavor Gaming, and remember to keep calm and game on.